It's August, it's Leo season, so that can only mean one thing. The Lionsgate portal is open. And I know what you're probably thinking. You're probably like, okay, so what is that? And more importantly, what does it have to do with me? Well, you're gonna wanna stick around and watch this video because I'm explaining everything about the Lionsgate portal generally, this specific Lionsgate portal, and what you can do to make the most of this energy, all right? So stick around, you definitely don't wanna miss this. What's up, everybody? As always, I hope that this video finds you well and in excellent spirits. If this is our first time meeting, welcome. My name is Mel. I'm a professional astrologer and I'm the founder of divinefeminineworks, where I help people unlock their divinity and discover their magic. And as always, if you are returning, welcome back. So I've been inspired to do this video because I remember when I was first embarking on my spiritual journey, you hear all these buzzwords, right? And around this time of the year, everyone would be talking about the Lionsgate portal. Oh my gosh, 8/8, this portal is opening. And if there's one thing for sure, two things are for certain. Spiritual people will hype the hell out of things and not really explain what it is. And I realized that when I was doing research, a couple of years ago about the Lionsgate portal, and I found that all the articles were saying the same, but were kind of not saying anything at all. And so that is the inspiration behind this video. So again, in this video, I'm going to explain everything that the Lionsgate portal is, but most importantly, how to use the energy to your advantage. Because if there is one thing that is for sure, this is the time that you are not only going to want to be aware and conscious, but also intentional. And I'll tell you exactly what you need to be intentional about. All right. So without further ado, let's jump right in. All right, so first things first, what exactly is the Lionsgate portal? Essentially, think of it as an energy gateway. It's like a huge cosmic door is opening up and allowing this cosmic energy to flow to us for our use and enjoyment, right? And so essentially, this Lionsgate portal is when the star named Sirius is rising in the sky and becomes in alignment with the Orion constellation and the Earth. So these three celestial bodies are lined up in the sky, and it brings all of this positive, expansive energy to us. So the Lionsgate portal is typically associated with August 8th, 8/8, right? Very powerful number. But it's not just on August 8th that this Lionsgate portal is open. So the dates of the opening of the Lionsgate portal is typically from July 28th to August 12th. So we've got a good 2 weeks of this energy at our disposal, okay? And while most people really talk about manifestation as being the hallmark energy of this Lionsgate portal, right? And it is. However, the overarching theme of the Lionsgate portal is spiritual ascension. What this Lionsgate portal does, it accentuates, it expands, and it intensifies our spiritual awakening. And it comes with this myriad of positive benefits like manifestation power, like your dreams coming true. Suffice it to say, it's during this time of the year that things are really heightened and intensified in the best way possible, which is why this time of year is such an auspicious time of the year. So much so that in ancient Kemet, aka ancient Egypt, it was during this time of the year, during the opening of the Lionsgate portal, that they considered the real new year, right? This is a time of new beginnings. It also coincided with the flooding of the Nile, and that allowed for things to grow and be irrigated. So it was also a time of abundance. So suffice it to say, the Lionsgate portal has a lot to do with spiritual ascension, abundance, fertility, higher levels of consciousness, and good fortune. This is the time of the year that you're going to want to be very intentional about what it is that you want. And that definitely segues into our next topic, which has everything to do with the sign of Leo. So clearly, the sign of Leo has a lot to do with the Lionsgate portal, right? The symbol for Leo is the lion, hence where we get the name Lionsgate portal, because the sun is currently in its home sign of Leo. So we live in a solar system where everything revolves around the sun, right? So the sun is obviously pretty important. So when the sun is in its home sign of Leo, the energy of the sun is sort of extra potent. Hence why this Lionsgate portal is such an auspicious time. It energizes us, specifically our ascension, right? Again, this isn't just about manifesting some great things during this time. It's really understanding your power of manifestation. And the power of your manifestation, or the power to manifest, is really a sign of your spiritual ascension, right? We are creative beings. We are the God of our realities. And there's something about the Lionsgate portal that allows you to flex that God muscle. It allows you to really show off your manifestation skills, right? It's such an auspicious time, and it's so dope. So the energy of Leo is warm, it's generous, and it's childlike, meaning that it speaks to our inner child. That's why this Lionsgate portal is so great, because it's not this very intensely heavy energy that can be very emotional or deep or tumultuous. The energy of Leo is like having fun. So this isn't about racking your brain and being all tense and trying to manifest things from this sort of space, right? It's about letting go and having fun and understanding that you are God, God is you, and you can just create whatever it is that you want. And ascending in your spirituality, understanding your God self, understanding your God power, and seeing that being reflected back to you almost in real time, okay? So one of the interesting things about Leo energy is that it's also courageous. So many times when it comes to sort of living the life that we're meant to live, really understanding ourselves and living as our God self, that obviously takes a great deal of courage. Because in this society, we're often conditioned to live exactly opposite of our God selves. We're sort of conditioned to conform. Whereas the energy of Leo is all about standing out. It's all about finding your personal autonomy. It's all about living as your authentic self, and your authentic self is your God self. And so this Lionsgate portal, when I said before that you want to be intentional, you want to be intentional about living as your God self, embodying your God self. The other great thing about Leo energy is that it's heart-centered. So again, it's warm, it's generous, but it's also about what we truly desire, what's truly in our hearts. During this portal, we're able to express that. We're able to embody that. We're able to live that in a way that's authentic to ourselves. And that is how we manifest the things that we want. So again, when I said before about being intentional, it's not just about, okay, I really want this. It's about embodying it. It's about embodying it because you embody your God self. That's exactly how this portal works. That's the best way to use the energy. Video done, right? No, there's one more component to explain, which is also a major component of the Lionsgate portal, and that is the numerology of the number 8. The other important component of this whole Lionsgate portal is the number 8. So while the Lionsgate portal is open from July 28th to August 12th, it peaks in energy on August 8th, or 8/8. So 8 is a very powerful number. Not only does it signify empowerment, but it also signifies abundance. Hence why people tend to focus on manifesting abundance during this Lionsgate portal, right? Because the energy is ripe for it. And again, I don't see that there's a problem with that. As a matter of fact, I think you should focus on manifesting abundance of all kinds during this portal. However, most importantly, the number 8 signifies infinity. Letting you know that you are an infinite being. Letting you know and reminding you again that the whole point of this 8/8 portal, or this Lionsgate portal, is for you to tap into your God self, to embody your God self. This is what accelerates your spiritual ascension. The manifestation is sort of a byproduct of that spiritual ascension. As you ascend, as you embody your God self here on earth, of course you're manifesting things left and right. And you're probably manifesting things a lot easier because you remember who you are, and you remember that you are an infinite being and that there's nothing that is outside of your reach. You are a limitless being because you are God incarnate, right? That's the essence of this Lionsgate portal. Now, also inherent in the energy of the number 8 is the fact that this material abundance comes from hard work. It's not just things just falling out of the sky. The number 8 signifies working for things. The diligence that we put into the things that we work toward they can't help but come to fruition. So this is the time during this Lionsgate portal, this is the time when we set those intentions and we're very intentional about what it is that we want, but we also realize that there may be work that needs to be done, whether it's inner work, whether it's action steps that we need to take. Again, inherent in the energy of the number 8 is that hard work or work in general leads to abundance. I don't want you to think that you have to be arduous or that there's so many things that you have to do outside of yourself in order to manifest abundance. But the number 8 signifies that there may be some things that have to be done, and that may be cleaning up your inner world. It may be getting your heart in alignment with exactly what it is that you want. It may be removing a lot of that emotional baggage that you've been carrying around. That stuff is work too. And it's arguably more important than any physical work that you can do to bring your manifestation to fruition. So again, that whole concept of manifesting abundance during this Lionsgate portal, it comes from the fact that the energy of the number 8 signifies empowerment and abundance. All right, so let's put it all together and figure out what to do with this energy. Because now we know what the Lionsgate portal is. So now how do we use it? Okay. So like I said before, this is the time when you're going to want to be aware and you're going to want to be intentional. So being aware is really about tapping into your consciousness. This is the spiritual ascension part of this Lionsgate portal that I was mentioning before. This is about tapping into your spirituality. Again, everyone is talking about manifesting abundance and doing all these things, but many people are sort of approaching it from here, from their heads. Oh, I want this thing. Let's say you want more money. Okay, let me take this course that'll teach me how to make more sales and so I can make more money. That's not how you approach this, right? Spirituality, manifestation, all of that is an inside job. And particularly with this Lionsgate portal having everything to do with the energy of Leo, it's about what we feel. It's about our hearts, and it's about embodying what it is that we want. So this is the consciousness part, being aware of your God self, being aware of your abilities, your infinite abilities, and your spiritual abilities is the first part. Then the second part is going to be being intentional about what it is that you want. Now, this may sound easy, but it also may surprise you that a lot of people don't really know what they want. They may think they know what they want. Keyword is think. But it's what's in here that's really important. It's what's in your heart. What does your heart truly want? What do you truly desire? Don't just use this energy haphazardly. It's almost like having a magic wand and not knowing how to control it, right? You've got energy spilling out all over the place. This is about being direct and intentional. It's about being direct and intentional about what it is that you want. Search your heart. Do some soul searching first. Yeah, maybe you want money, but why do you want money? Does money mean freedom to you? Does money mean autonomy? That's the feeling that you need to focus on when manifesting during this portal. So whatever you do to manifest, right, is sort of what you'll do during this portal. But again, it has to be an inside job. You have to embody this thing first. You can do candle magic. You can do affirmations. You could do whatever you want. But if you're not embodying the essence of that manifestation, if you're not embodying what it is that you want, all of those other things are just not going to work. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. Seriously. Embody what it is. Figure out what you truly want, what your heart truly desires, and it will be yours. There's no time like the present. There is no time like this. Well, every single Lionsgate portal, right? But there's no time like this time to really flex your spiritual muscles and really start to create the life that you choose, that you want, that's truly a reflection of who you truly are, which is God. You are God. You are the God of your reality. If no one told you that before, I'm telling you that right now. All right. So this is the time to create your reality. All right. So now I want to talk a little bit about this current Lionsgate portal. So every Lionsgate portal has slightly different energy depending on the astrology that's going on at that time. So for instance, I think it was 2 years ago, the Lionsgate portal coincided with the new moon in Leo, and that was super powerful because we all know that new moons are all about new beginnings. So that particular Lionsgate portal had a lot to do with manifesting a new beginning, particularly a new beginning that is in alignment with what your heart truly wants, right? So this particular Lionsgate portal, and at the time of filming this, we're in 2023, it coincides with the full moon in Aquarius. So the full moon in Aquarius has everything to do with the future. It has us looking toward the future. Now, Aquarius is a sign that has a lot to do with innovation and improvement. So this full moon is going to give us a lot of information about what we need to improve in our lives. So essentially, this full moon is going to show us what needs tweaking or what we need to change or what we need to transform in our lives in order to have a future that is in alignment with who we truly are. So the best use of the energy during this particular Lionsgate portal is to take a look at your 3D reality. Your 3D reality is really just the past. And what I mean by that is what we see right now, me filming this video, me holding this phone, these are all thoughts and thought forms from the past that are being projected right now. So the present is really the past. That's basically another way to say it. And so looking at your 3D reality can really show you where your thoughts are, or at least where they were. And if you're experiencing things that you don't particularly like, that's the result of past thinking, past negative thinking, most likely. But now use that information to see, okay, I don't like this. Let's use a relationship, for example, because relationships are sort of a big deal at this time, and I'll get to that in a second. Let's say you're in a relationship that you either find boring or you're really not connecting with this person as you thought you would have, right? You can say, listen, I now know based on this relationship that I've been living in, I now know that this is not the kind of relationship that I want. I don't see a future with this. I want a future where I have a relationship where I'm loved, I'm cherished, I'm adored, we have a great partnership, right? A lot of times experiencing what you don't want is really just a way to understand what you do want. And that's exactly what this full moon in Aquarius is going to do, okay? Now, one of the other astrological events that's going on at the time of this Lionsgate portal is Venus retrograde. Venus retrograde is like the hottest thing this summer because Venus first entered Leo. And again, this Lionsgate portal, Venus retrograde in Leo, hello, super important. Venus first entered Leo back in June, and it's staying in Leo until October. But currently, as the Lionsgate portal is open, Venus is retrograde in Leo. So guess what? We're going to see a lot of what we don't want in relationships. But guess what again? The fact that Venus is retrograde during the Lionsgate portal means that you have the power at your disposal right now to change that, to really create the relationships that you want to experience. You got to do it now. The time is now. That's why I said the two things you're going to want to be during this Lionsgate portal are aware and intentional. You got to be aware of what's going on. You also have to be aware of the fact that you are an infinite being. You are God. You are the God of your reality. And you got to be intentional about what you want. You can't say, oh, I don't like this relationship, but then you're not clear on the type of relationship that you actually want. This is the time to be intentional. This is the time to manifest the things that you want. If you have any bad habits, if you've got any sort of emotional baggage that's standing in your way, you need to be aware of it right now so that you can tweak it. And trust and believe that full moon in Aquarius is going to show you what needs to be tweaked, honey. And then you use your manifestation powers, your magical powers, your spiritual God self powers to create what it is that you do want. So I guess long story short, when it comes to the Lionsgate portal, realizing that you're God and using your godlike powers to create the reality that you want. That's the long and the short of it. It's a beautiful time full of beautiful energy that can truly reflect who you truly are. And it allows you to create the life that you truly want, from money to relationships, whatever it is. This is the time that you want to be intentional about what you want and make it happen. All right? All right, my loves, that concludes this video on the A8 Lionsgate portal. I sincerely hope that I not only answered your question as to what the Lionsgate portal is, but I shared valuable information on how to use the energy to your advantage. If you want to know more about my products and services, all that information is either linked to the video or in the description box below. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have an amazing, and I mean amazing, Lionsgate portal, and I will see you guys in my next video. All right? Take care.